put ourselves on the map with the president and CEO of It Works. So you're going to make sure you're going to add him to your tweet. At Mark, M-A-R-K, B as in boy, Pentecost, P as in Paul, E as in elephant, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, E as in elephant, C as in Charlie, O as in Oklahoma, S as in Sam, T as in Tom. Say whatever you want to say, but make sure he's in that tweet. So again, my name is Shon Gables, by the way, and I joined about 40 days ago. Yes. I was forced into an exit strategy, and you know that means you got fired. And and I decided, I was sitting there and not knowing what to do, and I meet this girl whose son goes to the same school as my child, and she said, "Oh my gosh, it works." And I was like, never, ever, ever am I ever going to do that. And then she looked at me and she said, "Get over yourself. You like being broke? Stay there." And it was an eye-opener for me. I have, again, been doing this for 40 days. I made Ruby, and I boxed in almost for Diamond. And I have never been so tired in my life, but I have some great DTs. I have two of my DTs here. Please stand up because I'm going to honor you today. Deshawnda and Trey. They teamed up with me, not knowing that I didn't know anything that I was doing. But they have joined along on the ride. And also, I got my husband to join the team. We call it, well, Jessica calls us a power couple. I don't know if we are, but we're trying.
Yeah, and
the goal of this is that the reason why we decided to join, we knew that there was a growing health crisis in North Texas. There are serious issues with the problem of obesity and the problems that it creates. You can either be the solution and help other people and in turn be able to help yourselves, or you can just watch us do it and then wish 10 years later you had done it. And from my own personal experience, I wish I would have done this 10 years ago and had created an exit strategy. So before someone forces you out, you have options. And so this is the part where my husband is going to quickly tap into that, and then we're going to keep on with the show.
All right. Well, first of all, give yourself a hand for what you came out today. You're in an incredible space and time right now. And I want to thank my wife and obviously her friend, Jessica, who obviously introduced her to the business. But just give you a quick background. I worked 10 years in pharmaceutical sales in the city of New York. And I called on major hospitals selling diabetes drugs along with cardiovascular drugs. I've since transferred over to Dallas, and I'm now in the financial market. But one of the things I've always said in the data that we used to compile in pharmaceuticals is that we have a growing epidemic. And the solution is wellness. So if you're in the wellness business, you are at the precipice of something major. So let me share a couple of facts with you. 3 quick things. If you ever question what you're doing, the first thing you should ask, am I in the right industry? And the answer is wellness. You are in the right industry. And the reason because of that is because of the timing of what we call the baby boomers. Who was born between 1946 and 1964? By a show of hands. In 1946 to 1964, 77 million babies were born. 77 million. The years prior to that, 1946, was only 50 million, the same 18 years. The years after that, 1964, was only 60 million. So there's 70 plus million baby boomers who are turning 50 this year, right? So what that means is that they spend the most money on wellness, on health, and anything to look younger. Because what are we doing? We're fighting anti-aging, right? We don't want to look older. We don't want to feel older. So from an economic standpoint, you are breaking into the industry at the exact time. So you are here at the right time in the right industry. Let's talk about the timing again. Now, when you look at this industry, about 20 years ago, it didn't exist. Right now, in 2008, they measured the wellness industry at about $200 billion. 2014, it's now at $1 trillion. By 2020, they projected to be at $5 trillion. Do you want a part of that $5 trillion? Then you need to get in now. A lot of people should be yelling because there's some other industries that people missed out on. You remember the PC, the computer? Well, 1980 is when it came out. And people like Bill Gates, Larry Ellison with software, they jumped on the trend early. Now look at it now. So you're in here at the right time. And finally, the right company. You're with the company. When my wife showed me this, and I'm very skeptical and very scientific towards anything. I said, well, what is it? I said, exactly, what is it? Well, it's a bunch of women trying to do raps and lose weight. I said, you got to give me more than that. What exactly is it? So I start reading the material, and I realize that your company offers 3 key components of wellness. One is to detoxify. All the junk that you're eating now is why we're in the state we're in right now. Do you know, just to give you another number, back in 2000, 55% of the U.S. population was considered overweight or obese. In 2010, that number jumped to 66%, where 30% was considered obese. They're projecting in 2020, 80% of the U.S. population will be overweight and obese, with 40% of it being obese. That is staggering. There's no coincidence between all these many health centers that are opening up all through the Texas area. So at this stage of the game, we got to go. But anyway, so I'm saying you're in the right industry at the right time with the right company.
And remember the story I told you about the girl who said, get over yourself? I said, why? You're only offering me $500 a month. I mean, that's not a lot of money. And she's like, oh, really? Well, maybe you should see my paycheck. And then that's what we signed. Come on, Jessica, come on up.